I know. I got my hair scarf on. I love my. Let me cut my television down. You all come in. Come in, come in, come in. Lately, I have been doing some live streams at night. So, it's what time is it? 11:26 on the East Coast. But at any rate, I want to do this quick live stream. I have been doing some live streams at night because I've been doing some private Zooms and helping people get their cash flow up and their credit scores. And so I've been did a private Zoom today. We had a good turnout, right? Good turnout, good educational lesson. And again, I'm not going to take my scarf off because I've been outside. I went outside, people, uh, about 2 hours ago, and it was so hot. It was so hot. At 9 o'clock at night, it was 90 degrees. Uh, I was sweating profusely, if that's the way you say it. But I was sweating and sweating, and I waited until the nighttime to go out there and do some work in my yard because it was just too hot during the day. And so, with that being said, you all, let me know how the sound is. I just cut my television down, but I want to share this with you all. Uh, Number one, the heat, the temperatures, right? I'm talking about the temperatures. Unprecedented heat, extremely hot temperatures right now, specifically California, Texas, even the southern states, Mississippi and Georgia, Alabama, right? I mean, it is just extremely hot. I went outside at this time of night, 9 o'clock in the PM, a couple of hours ago because I'm expecting it to be a little cool and I can work in my yard. And I sweated just it was terrible. So I'm definitely tired from just sweating. But so I just got my hair ready for bed and I took a shower already, but I probably will take another cold shower. Have my millionaires or us shirt on. But I'm gonna call this, I guess, uh, as I'm watching John Q on television, watching John Q, and I'm thinking about just how bad the system really is, and people don't know it. Right? I don't know if you all remember John Q. It is an old movie with Denzel Washington when his son needed a heart transplant, and he and his wife, I forgot her name, but she's a pretty famous actor, and he and his wife just didn't even have the money. Right? It was like a $250,000 surgery on the low end, and you said love that movie, and they said they needed at least I think 35,000. He needed a heart transplant, and Denzel, aka John Q, insurance at work wouldn't cover it. They just had hard financial time in the hospital. Had so much money, right? They didn't want to give him any type of low income assistance, and just all the paperwork until he just had to, or he in this movie, he just went into desperate measures and desperate times for desperate measures. Uh, so let me say this: the feds meet tomorrow. John Archibald, I think that's his name in this movie. The Fed meets tomorrow, and more than likely, they are going to raise the interest rates to at least 75 base points on the interest rates, right? What that means is that credit now more than ever is going to be a tight squeeze. The liquidity in credit is going to dry up. Be very, very careful, right? Um, my scarf is just everywhere. It won't fit right. But anyway, be very careful about what credit repair programs that you participate in. Be very careful about, trying to do those old tricks of credit where you're getting authorized trade lines. Let me tell you, buying authorized trade lines for credit, it's just not going to help you much. I'm just going to be honest. It is not going to help you much. You can spend $300, $400, $500 with these people you want to, but that's old, outdated, antiquated. The best you can do right now for credit is to have the cash flow in place, because they're going to ask for your bank accounts. They're going to ask for your bank accounts. So have the cash flow in place and exercise your rights. Or, I had a private Zoom telling them about credit experts that will exercise their rights for them. And it comes free with the membership if people decided to join the program. That will, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, um, analyze your credit scores, because you have three, and see if anything is reported inadequate and illegally reporting under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And with that being said, you're going to have your cash flow in place. So now we see BTC, we see the crypto market. Bitcoin did not drop down to 18K, but it was at 22K like 5 or 10 minutes ago. It's at 21,685. Ethereum didn't go into the three digits, as during this um, crash is what I'm gonna call it. Solana is all the way at $28, but it's up 5%. But wow, Solana was always up to um, over $100. You got Chainlink up 11%. I never thought I'd see Chainlink under $7, but it's at $6.53. So you have cryptocurrency very slowly um, trying to make a comeback. Now, I'm one of the ones with cryptocurrency that I thought that I would see this in October. So I don't even want to see what October is going to look like. But I was expecting this to be in October after September 26th because of the Shemitah, right? Because of Shemitah. But what's even scarier, I know everybody's talking about crypto because you got some people, just because they don't want to research crypto and they don't want to learn about anything that could be new in the monetary system. But even with that going on, I don't think, like, if you're not investing in crypto, I think, being that we are in a recession, right? We are in a recession. Being that we are in a recession and people are making moves to try to better themselves financially to prepare for the depression, if you don't believe in crypto and you didn't invest in it, why would you want to see a social class that's doing what they've researched and want to do what's best and prepare for their family? Why would you want to see them fail just because it's not something that you want to do? One thing I strongly believe in life is in karma. It's not like people was in cryptocurrency at the casino buying scratch off tickets and gambling. Most people that I know that invest in crypto invested in blue chip cryptocurrencies, right? We got exactly 1111, 112 people in. meaning that they did their research, they did their due diligence. Like, for example, Microsoft, Intel said today, after 27 years, that they're no longer operating as Microsoft Intel Internet. So that just let me know that Web3, technology is all coming in. Even though I didn't use Microsoft browser anyway. Microsoft is kind of old, but old technology is moving out and new technology is coming in. And if you are so set in the old economy, right? Um, wow, Tether is being delisted. No, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me. If you are so set in the old economy and you don't want to invest in a new economy, that's fine. That's your choice. Right? If you want to stay with the um some of the old, slower stock market, or if you want to get 20-30% gains on investment per year, that's fine. I don't make fun of people that want that, because my thing is, at least your money, you are putting your money in position to work for you. And then no one is talking about the stock market cash that people that want to retire in 5 years or 10 years. Actually, the stock market has lost more money at the stock market, I think $10 trillion, than crypto. Crypto is about $2 trillion lost overall, during this past week. So the stock market and people's 401ks have took a bigger hit and loss than crypto, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about your grandmother or your great aunt or your aunt or uncle that now has to go back to work when they thought they were going to be at retirement years, but now they have to work 5 or 10 years longer. And now, even the welcome to Walmart jobs position that you saw the poor elderly people on their walkers at the door greeting you at Walmart, having to take their part-time job, those jobs are not even going to be available anymore. Or the school teacher that retired on a pension that can't keep up with the inflation. And they were so ready after 25, 30, 35 years to get out the school system. And now they got to come back and operate as a substitute teacher because the pension is not paying enough. See, elderly people, they're not going back to work because, they just want something to do to keep active. No, they need money. Elderly people can find something around the house to do to keep active. I know. I've been working on my house for the last week. You want to be active, just go do yard work. Go for a walk the dog, you know, feed the cat, go on a vacation, enjoy your life. But no, these people have to go back to work because they need the money. So just because a certain investment class is not your mindset, or you don't want to take the time to research it, then why would you make fun of a group of people that is? Another thing, even though I tell people all the time, not your financial advisor, I don't give you financial advice. Sometimes, people look to me about what I say, and they may hang on to every word, right? And the thing is, when they make money in crypto, I probably would never know it. They do that silently. But if their portfolio is down 70%, then they want to get on my Facebook page and say, hey, I'm down 70%. And I don't know. Well, first of all, I didn't tell you to invest in it. I just teach people about it. And let me tell you all, I don't get a kickback I don't get commission. I'm not selling a program. I have an educational app for people that teach them like what the main cryptos are and what their functions and utilities are, so they can get an education and so they can invest in blue chip cryptos just in case we see what we're seeing now. And so they can understand this is just a loss on paper, but it's not a prosperity loss. So you can make wise decisions and know what you're investing in. And you're not disappointed if Dogecoin or Shiba Inu, these meme coins, don't make it. I tell people all the time, yes, I invested in Doge and Sheep, but I invested in it as my last investment option after I had got my blue chip cryptos. There was like, because everybody know Dogecoin was created as a joke, or you should know. But I like the fact that Elon Musk was taking over Doge, that he had built PayPal, and he had gotten eBay to accept PayPal. And once he built PayPal up, he sold PayPal and walked away. So Elon Musk has experience in building electronic money platforms. Shiba Inu, right? I like that YouTube watcher, what's a 666 mean? Shiba Inu. I like the, it's coding. I like that Shiba Inu is already accepted globally. It's already accepted globally. And oftentimes when you hear about these restaurants and businesses in Louis Vuitton, for example, in Gucci businesses that's accepting cryptocurrency, you're going to hear at least these four cryptos mentioned: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba, and Doge. However, right, Stellar Luma is very useful. However, I still think Shiba and Doge will do well. But I still know that Doge was created as a joke. So if it does not, even though I did my research and due diligence, I'm okay with it. I can take it. Now, if Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XLM, XRP, Chainlink, some of my other cryptos go down south, then I'll be disappointed. But you can get like a billion sheep now for like $1,000. And since it's already accepted globally, then why not just play the weight game? Right? Uh Ty says he's seeing more and more crypto ATMs popping up. So am I, and I'm in the South and I see them. So we do know this. Cryptocurrency is not going away. So sometimes people that laugh at you now, they'll cry later because they'll wish they got in. I used to, try to defend myself and say, oh, I'm not a conspiracy theory. And why would people call me a conspiracy theory? Because I've been telling people for the last 3 years that this was planned. I've been telling people this was strategically planned. And that the cough was all a part of it. And, I'm seeing family members right now that, and they have the right. They have the right. I think everybody have the right to do what they want to do. But I see family members that went and got it's just something I can use for an example. And now they got you know what? I'm not like happy. I'm not saying I told you so. I'm just glad that the infinite God, in my opinion, and some people might say God told them something else. But me and my daughter, we didn't get the you know what, right? And we have been cough free. I just know what works for me and my household. But all of my family that got it, now they have the cough, right? And a lot of people with their 401ks and crypto took some hits. They took some big hits. Hey, KD4, I don't really know you, but I saw on your Facebook, man, he's doing landscaping and has his own lawn care business. But look. I want you to look on my Facebook page. I do my own yard. I'm very, very, and I planted some more St. Augustine side. I was telling people I just got out the yard, and I think I do a pretty good job. I love my St. Augustine, you know, weed free yard. I take great pride in my yard. I got that from my grandfather. He was a professional landscaper. He's passed now, but I think that's just in my DNA. And so my yard is coming along. I'm out there every day, but I have to work at sunset. It is so hot outside, and it is just profusely hot. Any other time in the day where I can't be outside for 5 or 10 minutes and I'm just sweating, I'm drained. And I have to make sure I stay hydrated. And speaking of that, you got people right now because of these heat indexes, they're not going to be able to afford their utility bills, right? Um, Let me see what Todd is talking about. You wish you could invest in a couple of what? I pray for them too. Bitcoin ATM and Shell last week. Right, when you start saying crypto ATMs, whether people want you to be wrong about it or not, it's here. Like I said, Microsoft Intel just said, hey, 27 years, uh, we're doing away with the Microsoft Intel over the internet. They're going to just come back and be ready for like Web 3 or the metaverse or cryptocurrency. So for the people, a couple of those crypto ATM, yeah. Yeah, look, you all this heat index. I don't care. Call me a conspiracy theory, right? But if you don't think that's control, but at any rate, because I'm tired. Hello, Dr. Forrest. He was on my private Zoom. We are still helping people get their cash flow up, their income up, and their credit scores up to prepare for what's ahead. So the Fed meets tomorrow. At minimum, they're probably going to raise the interest point. It's 75 base points interest point, right? Um, Maybe 100. I don't think it's going to be 100 base points, but definitely maybe 75. And then they're talking about raising again in July, which means right now the average for interest rates for homes are 6%, which means most people won't qualify or uh, they won't qualify because it's going to be a credit liquidity, a downsize and a available credit. You're going to have just all your ducks in a row to get qualified. It's a credit squeeze, but the interest rates is going to just um, make people uninterested in buying homes, right? I told you all that big developers right now are coming in and they're buying communities, not one, two, three houses, and they're buying communities of houses from builders, developers, not to put on the market for sale, but to rent. So just like you have some people in crypto and they're talking about their loss, you're going to have people that bought homes within the last year and they're going to be upside down on loans. And then, I had Erica Williams come in on my Facebook, which I love Erica. She's just a great economist and businesswoman out of Texas. She has her own YouTube channel. But she commented on my post. She said, well, so what? If they're upside down their loan, they just have to be in their house 10 to 11 years, right? But the thing is, what if life happens and you have to move due to unforeseen circumstances? Maybe you lost a job, but you found another job in another state. Maybe you need to move closer to your parent or parents because of bad health reason. Or maybe just something else and life happens and you need to move, relocate. And now you put that house on the market before the 10, 11 years it's going to take to rebuild that equity. And it's not for sale and you can't even go purchase another house because you can't get rid of that one. See, that's the stuff that's important. That you're going to be pretty much confined in that house and hope everything goes well. Hope that your job stays intact. Hope you don't have to relocate. Hope that, you know, you don't have to move closer to a better hospital or things like that because of health issues. And you're not upside down in the house, upside down in the mortgage. And what about people that have adjustable rate mortgages? What about when their monthly payment increases by, let's say it goes from $1,700 to $2,100 a month? They can't afford it. Look at gas and grocery prices. They control majority through fear. Once your body, mind, and soul is under fear, you would do anything. That's true. Wow. Dr. Form says in the 80s, mortgage rates range from 12 to 15%. No, I'm not an Eastern Star. I am a person that has direct communication with God, the infinite creator, infinite God, infinite spirit. So, and I'm not gang affiliated. It's just the color of my scarf. I've been outside and I was sweating profusely because it's so hot. And I just kept the scarf on the live stream. We got 130 people in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Interest rates being raised until around November. That's true. So, the Fed meeting tomorrow, people, is going to be very, very interesting. And I have people that still don't get it. They are not trying to do to anything to increase their financial situation. I have been telling people at least for the last 2.5 years, one source of income, one source of income is dangerous to your wealth. Now your financial status. Even if you're married, you and your spouse need to have two, at least four sources of income in that household. Both of you all need to have two, at minimum. The Proverbs 31st woman had 9 businesses. I think at least 9. And speaking of the Bible, I had someone that tell me that God can beat inflation. And I asked that person, I said, did you read your Bible? Like, don't you know recessions happen in the Bible and food famines? Right? And guess what? Even if you don't read the Bible, don't you know people that go by the name of Christian believers, Muslim, whatever. They believe in God, have a relationship with God. They've been through recessions and depressions. You don't think that was Christians in 1930s, during the 1930s depression? You don't think 2008, 2009 that there was Christians that suffered? And in the 80s, the stock market crash? Like, what religion are you a part of? And I said, and I repeated a quote by Bishop T.D. Jakes. See, practical decisions require practical wisdom. What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? G. McMorris says definitely biblical times. Well, who do you think wrote the Bible? People need to research who wrote the Bible. It's Bible prophecy coming to pass. Research who wrote it, first of all. That'll be mind-boggling. If you really knew who was pulling the strings behind the curtains, or who was behind the curtains like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. But at any rate, so if people will research who wrote the Bibles, then that theory of God is just having judgment on America, that would go right out the window. But even in the Bible, God says, you know what? I am the creator of both evil and good. That's number one. Number two, back to Bishop T.D. Jakes. He says practical decisions require practical wisdom. Now, this is the best way I can explain it. When I was a teenager, I was in church. You know, my parents are pastors, so I'm a PK kid, but I think, a little differently than they do. But I still respect them as my parents, right? And I used to hear adults get up in church and say things like, I bind the hand of the ticket writer, because they were speeding as they was driving. And I would think to myself, why would you ask God to bind the hand of the ticket writer, meaning that they just was concerned about getting a speeding ticket from a police officer? And you are breaking natural laws on earth that can not only harm and hurt you, but harm and hurt somebody else because you're speeding. And I knew that didn't sound right. Even as a child, I'm like, that you want God to intervene with you when you are abusing natural laws? So you want spiritual laws to work for you, but you want to abuse natural laws, right? You want to abuse natural laws, but you want spiritual laws to intervene. You want to abuse the laws of financial education, financial wisdom. You want to act like that every 8 years, like clockwork, right? Recessions don't happen. You only want the rapture to happen during recession times. And then you say God is judging America. But when the stock market is high and crypto is high and credit is low, and you're spending those credit cards to go on vacations and buy designer clothes and vehicles you really can't afford, then God is fine with America. He's fine with America. See, America do the same things during the good times of prosperity. Then it's the same thing they do during depressions. But some people think that God gets upset. He's upset. It's punishment during depressions. But during prosperity, he's pleased. People are doing things against God when the economy is doing good, as well as when the economy is doing bad. And so I asked that person, I said, well, have you ever read the book of Job? Job served the Lord. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't sinning. He wasn't doing anything wrong. And according to the book of Job, God went to ask Satan, like, have you tried my servant Job? So people want to make, and did you read about the apostles? So they act like because I'm Christian, God is bigger than inflation. And I'm in God's economy, but you don't want to look yourself in the mirror and say, I made bad financial decisions. I bought houses that were overpriced. I spent my money on things and I didn't invest. I didn't plan. I didn't prepare. But I want God to be my genie in the lamp and just save me. The Bible says that judgment first starts at the house of God. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, what will the sinners do? You ought to stop using God to want to be a hedge and protector because you don't want to make good financial decisions. You want to abuse your money. And you could have made the decision innocently. You could have said, Queen, look, I wanted a house. I finally qualified for low interest rates. But I really didn't have a financial education that it doesn't matter how low the interest rate is. I'm still going to pay 5 to 6 figures in interest. And that the interest was front loaded in the price of the house. See, if you're paying over $20,000 and $30,000 for the house, 2% interest doesn't matter. And let me tell you something, people, it does not really matter the interest rate. When it comes to you paying your escrow and all those other fees on a mortgage, it doesn't matter if it's a 30-year, 15-year. If you don't get a financial education about how principal payments can attack the interest of any mortgage, you are still going to pay back double interest in mortgage. Don't believe me? Take your monthly payment, multiply it by 12, and then take that number and multiply it by either 15 or 30. And you're going to be shocked when you look at the calculator on your smartphone. Right? So with that being said, somebody said we've been believed that CC is more wealth, but really Asian. I don't know what that means. Patrick, hello. He says, Ash, my spiritual sister, we are transforming from a fiat-based economy to an economy based on original cosmetic wealth of top, the Sirius stars. Hold on, I can't see. Which is immortality. Patrick, I'm gonna make that plain. I'm gonna make that plain. And Patrick, you know I love you because you've been rocking me for a long time. But I don't like people that, can't make things plain. Um, I believe you if you can't explain it to a third grader, you don't know, what's the point? In other words, people, we're moving from physical cash currency to digital currency. That's it. That's it. Everything will be on the blockchain. The government is going to see every transaction. They're going to have more control. You can't hide cash in your mattress anymore and not claim taxes on that side money from your side hustle or your side business. And it's going to give the government more control, and they really going to have the all-seeing eye, but it's going to be digital. So, Patrick, maybe that's what you're saying. I never felt the need for any religion. The Most High God is instilled within us. Thank you. Somebody got it. The Bible tells you the kingdom of heaven is within you. Religion won't teach you that. But there are just too many distractions for us to pay attention. Religion is just another. See, I hadn't even finished reading. Just another method of control, which is why it's heaven and hell. I agree. Uh, G says the show is called Are You Smarter Than a Third Grader for a reason. Honestly, most people, adults, can't even read past the third grade level. And I'm a former girls basketball coach. One of the philosophies of the great coach John Wooden is if you can't explain it simply, then you really don't know enough about it yourself. Um, so a lot of times people are turned off because you just can't speak it to them plain, right? So I'm not gonna read or try to answer that question. Um, Fed will probably more than likely raise 75 base interest points. Credit is going to be harder. Be careful who you do business with, thinking that your credit can get a quick fix. Authorized trade lines been dead for at least 2 years, but people are still selling them and people are still buying them. The bank they're going to look at it's not just your credit score; it's called your resilience score, which is going to be inclusive of your income and your credit score. So you can't even just have a 750 anymore and just be like, you know, I'm gonna get approved. So people 401ks have been wiped out, years of labor, um, credits squeeze, mass layoffs coming, higher interest rates, higher inflation, higher gas prices, and higher utility bills are coming. So we're going to have high unemployment and high uh, prices, which is called hyperinflation. Thank you. Hello, Brenda. She says, what is crypto? Patrick answered it. Crypto is currency that cannot, well, I thought he answered it. It's digital dollars that based off the internet, so they will control your money, but not cryptocurrency. Um, okay, Brenda, to answer your question, cryptocurrency is the word cryptography. Cryptography comes from it means hidden messages. And cryptocurrency itself, like Bitcoin, is a famous cryptocurrency that's utilized means um, the lack of government control or federal control money. Like if you go to the banks right now, you want to go and you want to get a loan, you have to go through the banks. You have to go through the third party, right? So what cryptocurrency will be is like ledger technology, and what this government is moving to is more machines, more artificial intelligence, more robots that's going to replace the job of humans. And certain cryptocurrencies will be used for the decoding to this is going to be a global operation to do that. So Bitcoin is supposed to be that freedom crypto or digital money. Right now we're on electronic money. Credit cards, things like that is electronic. But cryptocurrency does not supposed to have control of by the central banks or a single person or administrator. And it can be sent from me to you, from peer to peer, from user to user, without the need for intermediaries or a third person, right? So the transactions are verified by network nodes called cryptography. Network codes called cryptography. And recorded is what's called a public ledger that's called a blockchain, and it's a mixture of letters, right? That's uniquely designed for each person. So with Bitcoin, you can trade it from what's called wallet to wallet. We know the language called bank to bank. But in cryptos, you can have what's called exchange wallets. You can download them on your apps. And it's a personal database to store your computer. You can store it on your computer. You can store it on your phone. You can store it on your tablet. So it's not, it's basically software. And I'm trying to explain this simple. Every transaction will be recorded like on a public ledger, peer to peer from one person to another, and everything's happened without a third party. And that's the main one. So Bitcoin, the purpose of Bitcoin, it acts like digital gold. If you know anything about gold and silver and the history of money, the dollar used to be backed by gold until 1971. President Nixon and Henry Kissinger, this is stuff they should teach in schools, but they don't. They made an executive order because Spain was on its way to the United States in its warships with a boatload of United States cash, because United States was storing the gold for other countries. And they said, you know what, you all are printing too much of your dollars and it's depreciating. We want our gold back. So President Nixon heard about it, and before they came on the warships, he removed the gold. He removed the dollar being able to be converted into gold. And so what that did basically made the dollar dead, because it was not backed by any real asset, any tangible asset. It just printed out of thin air. So what the dollar being debt means is it just had purchasing power. But doing that every year since made prices go up, inflation, and the purchasing power of the dollar go down, because it had nothing like gold, which is real money by the Constitution, to keep it stable and to keep rates at a base. Now that it wasn't backed by anything, the Fed, the government could print out unlimited amounts of dollar. But before then, they could only print the amount of dollars in relation to the amount of gold that they had in storage. Right? No cryptocurrency is not based on science of alchemy and quantum physics. It's not that deep. So you don't need banks for Bitcoin. You don't need financial institutions. But this is something I would have to just teach, you know. So what Bitcoin purpose is, it acts as deep, like digital gold, to protect your dollars right now from deflation, fiat currency, and across the globe. So, and that's, you know, in other words, Brenda, it's a accounting ledger. And then you have altcoins that would do other functions, as far as digital money globally, right? Um, you got some coins that'll be private. It won't be on a public ledger. You got some coins that'll be they will be used to transfer digital money for banks globally in transactions. Because right now, if the fastest way, if you wanted to transport money globally, it's not even electronically, it's not even with technology. In most cases, you have to get on the plane and fly money over. Well, that's going to be gone. So you got what's called blue chip cryptos, right? That I am up late, right? You got blue chip cryptos. Bernice, I don't know why I can't highlight your name, but I see you on Facebook. What I mean by blue chip, you're gonna have cryptocurrency. Some of them are gonna be made specifically to code robots. It's gonna take these jobs. You got some of them that's gonna be made for what's called a metaverse. We have new internet that's called Web3, where people will have avatars of themselves in the metaverse, Uh, they can buy Nike shoes, tennis shoes, Gucci to dress themselves in the metaverse. They can buy plots of land. Just like if your child was on the Xbox or PlayStation, or we stay on our phones now a lot more than we do in this real world. That's what a lot of people gonna be in the metaverse. You can put like goggles on your eyes. You can touch. Is you can feel. Um, it's gonna be a lot of stuff. And just like this universe, some good, some bad. So, uh, with that being said, people, that's about as simple as I can explain it. So, what we mean right now is that cryptocurrency is in a what's called a bear market, which means the price is decreasing, right? And it's just certain things people need to learn, like ATH, all time high. Um, it's just financial education, right? But I think it first started with the history of money, knowing the history of money as well. And so with the blockchain, everything through the central bank's digital currency, when we switch over to digital, every transaction people make means they're able to record it, right? Yeah, it'll be games in the metaverse. It's going to be games there. So this is going to be a whole different technology world. You're going to see less vehicles, gas vehicles, more electronic vehicles, EV, uh, more solar energy, solar panels, um, not our electrical energy like you see. That's why we've been having these energy crises and stuff like what happened in Texas last year and the solar wind panels, people went without energy, just things you never heard of in Texas, right? So more solar energy, and a good person to study about this was Nikola Tesla. Um, that's a whole nother story, y'all. It's late, but Nikola Tesla in the 1890s, he said then that we can operate without um, the type of energy that we were operating off of. That he said then that the universe had everything we need from the type of, we didn't have to have gas, natural gas, um, all of that. He said we can just operate off the energy from the universe, from the sun, from the wind, from water, and the powers that be did not want that because it was very. I'm trying to look up this night. It was a lot of money, and to having like Benjamin Franklin electricity, and he and John D. Rockefeller, I mean, yeah, J.P. Morgan, where we get J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, where they wanted to sell not wireless energy, but they wanted to sell wired energy. And Nikola Tesla was like, y'all don't have to, y'all can just give people free energy. You don't have to charge people electrical bill. But it was J.P. Morgan Chase and Benjamin Franklin and um, who did the oil? Who was the big Rockefeller seller of oil and gas, and Henry Ford with the gas vehicle? They were like, nah, we're not doing this free energy sources, right? And we're gonna make money off this. Now that's why the government's saying we got to stop drilling. And now they're going to go back to that. Ancient Egyptians actually discovered free energy because they have abused the land, and we're just entering in what Leviticus 25 talks about, the 50th Jubilee, when the Creator, Infinite God, says, "My land will rest." That's why President Biden is not allowing any drilling on his land and stuff like that, and these pipelines. And so it's really going back we're not really advancing in technology. We're really going back to what the ancient Egyptians and Nikola Tesla discovered. That's why Elon Musk called these electronic vehicles Tesla vehicles, right? Um, you said you have to pay me to sit down with me because you're gonna need this one. Yeah, we probably gonna have to have some drinks because people don't know how deep this rabbit hole go. They really don't. And so cryptocurrency, and that's why a lot of people are accumulating. Yeah, solar panels can be an asset. A lot of people are accumulating. Bernice, for some reason, it won't let me highlight your comments, but I can see it. Um, Gold and silver, which is God's money. But I tell people like this because gold will have to be used to reset this currency system because it is real money. Some people never have real money in their hand and think cash is real money. Cash is just printed government money. But gold and silver will be used to reset the currency system. But what most people don't know, gold is to hoard, to save, and silver is to spend. And so silver will be both for industrial use and monetary use, meaning that silver will be used for this new 5G Wi-Fi, uh, cell phone batteries, uh, catalytic converters, all these electronic vehicles. Silver has to be used. So, silver is for spending, and silver is for people that want to convert their dollars that depreciating into a physical commodity that's going to increase in value, appreciate. Silver right now is under $30. So that's a great ROI if you want some tangible assets. Why do I think Afterpay of all these companies are pushing buy now, later with zero interest? In my business, they're giving us all kinds of incentives to push the programs to customers. Even people with no credit or bad credit can get Afterpay. Yeah, a whole weekend. Buy now and pay later. I don't know, Bernice. I haven't heard of that. But I do think, and don't take my word for this. Um, but if you look at the Bible, uh, when the 50th Jubilee came and the currency switching system reset, that means our debts have to be reset as well. Now, this is going to happen probably two ways. Now, a lot of people kind of jump and shout right here. They say, oh, so, I can use my debt and then it can get erased and eradicated. Well, you got to look at the different types of debts. Um, like unsecured debt with your credit cards. Those are easy to get, filing bankruptcy anyway. You've all been hearing about student loan debts. A lot of those are going to get wiped away in this reset because it was based on the old monetary, the physical cash system. But this is the part that's not so good. A lot of people won't have debt. They won't have a house mortgage and things like that because their house they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. Everyone that can afford to keep there are going to be some people that's going to be debt free, but they also going to be, I guess you can say, asset free as well, house free. They won't have a house. Repossessions right now at an all time high. But with credit card debts and things like that, those are usually the easiest debts. And that's why I tell people, if you're going to use your credit card for anything, use it to get assets. Because at least if your credit card debt is wiped away, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it might, you can keep the assets that you got with the credit card. Why go out there and spend it on liabilities or a vacation when you could have purchased silver or invested in a business or got your credit together or did something that's going to give you a return on investment if it goes away. People that still can't afford their mortgages and house note, their current loans is just going to be switched over to digital loans. Well, look, you can call your mom if you want to. I'm not telling you credit card debt's going to be gone away. I'm just saying it's a possibility. See, it's too many people who not like. I don't think they thinking right. I'm not telling anybody to go max out your credit card because it could not happen. I'm just saying when it's a reset, the easiest debt that probably will be gone away with because it's unsecured is credit card. Now, do that mean they're gonna wipe out your credit card to zero? Probably not. What it does mean is that you may be able to roll over into a bankruptcy with little to no repayment or repercussions. Just don't mean your credit card debt's gonna just voof bam disappear. But or charge department store cards. But my God, even if it did, why not do things like try to use it to pay your house up for the next couple of months? Or to get cash back and getting things like gas, instead of having that cash come out your credit card account, or invest in buying gold or silver because those are going to double and triple in price or this reset, or invest in a business or business products instead of just going on shopping sprees and whatever. But or even buy crypto with it if you can. But hey, don't mark me on it. Now that I'll tell you straight up, I don't know. What I don't know, I tell you. But that's a possibility, and it is a possibility that student loan debts will go away because student loan debts are issued by the government. But these debts, like mortgages and personal loans, I'm not so sure about that. I think a lot of people may have vehicle debts wiped away, but their vehicles might get repossessed in the process. You're an XRP vulture, Devin. When I see the price down, I swoop down for the hill. That's some good stuff, Devin. That's some good stuff. As you all can see, my teeth look nice and white. I'm on here with my Harriet Tubman scarf on. It's late, and I'm about to give me a nice shower again because, like I tell you, I went outside 3 hours ago in the dark and I was still sweating. But hey, it's 131 people in, so I might start doing these late night live streams for my audience, for this audience, because I do usually get a good amount of people to come in. Lately, I've been trying it for the last week. But people, what I am saying, we're gonna watch what the feds do tomorrow. Right? There's a lot of people who's gonna position themselves accordingly for this reset. A lot of people won't. And your friends or your family members, even if you are prepared and planned, people right now, for example, women, feminine products. Now that's the next thing that's at a shortage. Maxi pads, tampons. Did you all know that? That's a short. Now it was the baby formula. So we're going to see more and more of these supply chain shortages, right? Oh, you had to work. Uh, Felicia, I think it recorded. If it did, I'll just message it to you on Facebook, right? But we're going to see these shortages, maxi pad, tampons, feminine products for women, um, baby formula. It was gas prices going to increase, groceries increase, and it's going to be supply and demand. Some things you won't even find in the grocery store for weeks or days at a time. So use your credit card to stock up food that has long shelf life, for example, right? Yeah, you heard about the shortage of women products. People, and then the housing market crash is going to happen. We're going to have a real estate crash. Um, We're going to see gas prices like we never seen in our life. I'm telling you, the stuff you read about 1930s, we're going to see that. Strawberry recall. They said strawberries was, yeah, non-perishable goods. Thank you. Was causing people something. I forgot what they said strawberries did. Um, Thank you, 19th century. I appreciate you all too. Devin says I look 25. Devin, I will take that. I will take that. I'm not, but I'll take it. I will take that. Thank you all so much. You all prepare, plan, and pray. Because even if you are prepared, you're gonna have family members and friends who not. And you're gonna have to make decisions on if you can afford to help them or if you just gotta SOS and save yourself. That's not gonna be easy decisions. All right, you all, love you all. Be safe. Prepare. Get your protection, right? Because if people can't go in the grocery store and find the foods they want and you got it, they're gonna come looking for you. If you prepare, the people that's not prepared. So get your protection up. And people, keep your prayer life up because it's gonna take strong mindsets to go through this. Strong mindset. Uh, it's taking place. Labeled as, yeah, I agree. All right, you all, make sure you like this video. Hit the thumbs up. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Right next to it is a bell. Tap that bell. That will notify you whenever I go live. If you're on Facebook, make sure you are subscribed to me on YouTube. Crypto Queen. And thank you all so much. Late night live stream, so I probably ran it longer than I planned on ranting. But you all get some rest and prepare, plan, and get your protection, right? Queen out.